Alright, so we are back with what is part... Sorry, let me read this first. Part 10. Can you see all these stars twinkling in the black outer abyss, all the constellations traced by human eyes in long-distant eras? Look now to the forest in the valley, to the old tower, from the last tree in the distance to the stars in the sky. And even the stones beneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor senses. Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world, as if it were the curtain of a theater. The veil separates the truth from the lie. The veil is a place of it, a place of mists. Anthony's great abilities brought you here, but his influence will soon fade away. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again. You must find the door as I did. The door that gives passage through the veil. Open it, and we will walk together beyond the mist. I suppose you are wondering why I called you so urgently. I cannot deny it. Your letter was truly mysterious. I have been traveling, Doctor, to Scotland. Have you heard about the massacre of St. Gall? Why, yes, the tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumor in every newspaper in England. For weeks now, pamphlets have claimed that all kinds of macabre things took place. So we get a little insight as to why there were so many dead bodies in the church in the second episode. But I don't understand. How is all this connected with my patient? He was there. I'm afraid he is one of the victims. Dear God! Are you telling me that my patient has been murdered? Murdered? Thankfully, no. Please excuse me for alarming you. I did not mean to give this impression. Herr de Witt was attacked, but survived. What happened to him? It seems the criminal act was caught by Herr de Witt in the midst of the act. Then he tried to do the same thing to de Witt that he had done to the others. Fortunately, the nuns arrived in time to unearth him from the coffin. Herr de Witt was hospitalized. The nurses report that he remained unconscious for an entire day. What was de Witt doing there? Many years ago, the St. Gall Hospital was a boarding school. It appears that your patient and Mr. Beechworth spent a part of their youth together there. We can assure that Herr de Witt was investigating something. He believed he had found a clue related to his friend's death. What was the cause of those awful deaths? No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with terrible wounds. All of them had an expression of utmost terror on their faces. I suspect you did not find Mr. de Witt in the hospital. Indeed, he was already gone by the time I arrived. I have not been able to determine his whereabouts since. I see. What conclusions do you draw from all these circumstances? I have some theories, but I would prefer not to reveal them until events have unfolded. In all of them, there is a fundamental element whose role has not yet been revealed. And what leads you to this conclusion? It is something that the Holy Sisters found beside Herr de Witt within the coffin. An empty hypodermic needle with traces of an unknown substance. So this scene confuses me a little bit because episode 3 ended with, I'm not sure, I'm sure this is the place. Alexandre's house must be just ahead. Yeah, we ended the episode 3 with de Witt in the theater with Alexander, so wouldn't he, like, already be at his house? Like, this really confuses me why or wouldn't he already be in his company? Like, why does he have to seek him out? So, we can go ahead and unlatch this now. We don't go in here just yet, though. It is quite odd that the door was latched from the outside. As though to keep something in, rather than to keep things out. Wouldn't you say? Let's knock on the door here. No one answers. No one's answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway. I'll just tell the household that I'm an old friend come to visit. Right, because that's totally an okay thing to do, right, de Witt? That's using the old brain. So we hear noises from upstairs. But we're not going to go up there just yet. We're going to go in this room. And then to the door all the way on the left is the lantern that we will take. So go ahead and walk into the light. Grab it. Handy dandy oil lamp. Whoop-de-doo. There's a note here we can read too, so we'll go ahead and do that. It's a diary. This is the last thing written. The last page has been ripped off. October 12th, 1887. It's been a while since I can't devote any time to this diary for reasons beyond my control. An event most tragic has taken place in this house. Mr. Dupierre has gotten ill, immersed in an everlasting stupor which it seems he shall not return any time soon. Since the accident, I patiently take care of him. The doctor's treatments don't seem to do any good. I feed him like a child and make sure that all of the sculptures in the house are turned towards the wall. What else can I do? October 13th, 1887. The clockmaker just left. He has done such a good job. In the end, Dr. Dupre... Wow, I was saying doctor before. Mr. Dupre is not going to be able to notice the change in the clocks that he had so insistently requested. In his state, time will not be a problem anymore. Looks like the diary of a member of Alexandre's household. What happened to them? Leave the room. Go to the end of this door, and we'll go investigate the noises we heard coming from upstairs. So this is actually going to be the last recording session that I'm going to do for this game. It's been a fun, albeit short, journey. Alexander! But I definitely intend to do more of The Last Door when Season 2 comes out. So, Alexander, it's me, David. I'm sorry if I startled you. What are you doing in a wheelchair? Is everything alright? Can you stand? He's staring blankly at some distant point, as if he has not heard my question at all. What's going on? You told me I should come here, and I came as soon as I could. He gives no answer, but persistently stares at something nearby. He appears to be in some kind of hypnotic trance. When I was downstairs, I could have sworn I'd heard footsteps. Were they yours, or someone else in the house? For a moment, I felt a flash of hope that he was looking at me, but he is unresponsive. Alexander, please say something. I don't know what to do. I don't understand. Just what happened to him? So Alexander, completely catatonic at this stage. But it's an act? I don't know. This episode doesn't really give a lot of answers, unfortunately. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives, craving to tear through. It is Xylothal, the curtain behind which the great wings beat. Inside its ancient mist inhabit the shadows of those who left. Alright, let's leave the room. And we're gonna go through this hallway. And then we'll open the chest that's right here, and we're going to find a hook inside, which we'll grab. And there's a note behind that. It says, I can't work in the basement anymore. Those wretched sculptures, I feel them stalking me in the darkness. I know it's not possible, but I can hear the crunches, the flapping wings, stone grinding on stone, their frozen paroxysms. With what diabolical art were these gestures conceived? An eternal movement of tension, an impossible struggle to get back the life they never had. I might place them outdoors in the greenhouse and let the mold devour them and wasps make nests of their hollow hearts. Some guy really didn't like the statues that was living here before. Let's go through this door first. On our way out, we'll go to that other room. Let's read a letter here. Dear Alexander, I have excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to a 12th century alchemical... Am I saying that right? I have no idea. Alchemical tome containing an amazing formulary. I know it's alchemy, but Anyway, I'm getting distracted, sorry. There's no doubt that sometimes more contemplation takes the mind to places that otherwise it would have never visited. Leafing through the grimoire and marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I have been struck by a sudden epiphany, a radical but elegant method that I've decided to try. Forgive me for not providing any information about the method itself. As soon as I get definite results, I will write to you immediately. I believe fortune has truly smiled upon us today. Viedete ni kiosiat. June 8th, 1887. There seems to be an invoice. May this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work. The cuckoo clock mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exactly at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. Okay. Grab this envelope. It says, do not open under white light. Inside that envelope is a photo that we will need to develop in a little bit, and that's in this photo room here. And right here on this counter is cyanide that we want to grab. And also, we have to take this light here, because it's white light. We can't open that in white light, so let's get that. And now, it's dark in here. Who turned out all the lights? I did. Alright.